I don't know. To me, it feels so dehumanizing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a person with a family, with a culture, with a long line of people who love them, who care about them. It's just entertainment. Like, that's just an ad on TV. That's just a piece of content on social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't think people take enough time to realize, that's a person.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to school. But don't worry, everything is cool. I'm your host, Julyssa, and of course, I'm here with the boys, Steve and Brennan. Say what's up, you guys.
What's up?
And how y'all doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Usually Steve goes first.
Sorry, my throat's hurting. I don't know what's going on, guys. This year I keep getting sick. Yeah, I mean I don't feel sick, but I have a lot of mucus. If there's a doctor in the audience, I don't know, help me, diagnose me, give me steroids or some shit. Help me, please.
Stevie's been sick since like what, last year?
No, it started this year. I've gotten since the year started. If we count this time right now, I've been sick 3 times in just 2 months. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on.
Do you go out a lot in like public spaces?
I would say yeah.
Makes sense.
So maybe
There's a quademic going on.
And he didn't take his flu shot.
You didn't take your flu shot?
No, well, I caught the flu. I caught the flu, so. Did you take yours?
Yeah.
Really? Did you take yours?
Yeah.
Did you really? When?
I had my flu shot and my COVID shot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Somewhere before winter hit.
Oh, you have to get it every year, bro.
I
No,
know.
I'm just kidding.
I know. That was like the end of last year.
I know, but I was like making a joke that like the year just started. You have to get it again.
Yeah, I think you have to get it like over the summer or some shit.
Oh, really?
Makes sense.
Isn't it like every 6 months or something?
Probably. I'm not a doctor.
I don't know.
Shout out to the doctors out there. Seriously, take a personal look at me. I don't know what's going on. I have a cough drop though, and it's not as bad as the other times I've been sick. Just like a lot of mucus. That's all it is. No,
I don't know.
it could be worse.
It could be. It could be.
At least I'm not on an airplane right now, right?
Oof.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Why is that crazy?
That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
How's
That's
that fucked
crazy.
up?
How's that racist?
How's that genuinely fucked up? What do you mean? Nobody wants to be in a plane right now
Why?
because there's a lot of plane clashes.
I've been seeing. I saw a TikTok that was like, they're causing all these accidents so that we don't leave, so that we don't get on planes.
I
Do you
did
guys
see
think
that.
that's true?
I don't think so. Why? They don't want us to leave? I thought they did want us to leave.
The Americans, I guess.
Oh.
Or I don't know. I guess you're right, Ray. How could those both be true?
Yeah, I thought they wanted us to leave. Us specifically.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're always, I guess, hypocritical. No.
Yeah. I don't
They're
know.
always
I mean, the government does stupid shit. Like when we were watching that video about like conspiracy, what would you call it? Like failed CIA projects
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
where they tried to put microphones in cats and the cat got hit by a car, so it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past them to do stupid shit like that. When I was watching that video about like how the CIA does all these things and they all failed, I was getting kind of confused because I was like, how does the CIA work? It seems like they're just kind of doing their own thing and then nobody knows about it. Like even the president. I thought, I don't know.
It's probably the what did they say? The deep state.
I guess so, right? I don't know. It was confusing me at how it worked.
So, because I'm like, was the CIA created to kind of keep in control, like if the president did ever become crazy?
I don't think so.
I don't think officially that's what they're.
No, I don't
supposed to
think
do.
so. I think they just. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend to know.
I'm gonna pretend to know. The CIA was created to spy on other countries. The FBI is to spy on people in America, in the United States specifically.
And the CIA is
CIA is to spy on other
everybody else.
people in across the world.
But then they betrayed presidents.
I mean, not officially either.
But
All the conspiracies of them doing
I guess
that.
what confuses me is all the shit that they do. Where I'm like, why? I don't see. You get what I mean? It feels like they just have a lot of money and they're just like, fuck it.
They're just a spy
Well,
agency.
because what was it?
Basically.
Was it them who gave who would lure in men using sex workers and then give them as much LSD as they could before they would go insane?
Or that could be FBI actually.
Oh, my fault.
Come
my
on, bro.
fault.
Don't get them confused.
But you know what I mean? Or how
Yeah.
they wanted
But
to
it
drop.
was like to control them, no, or something.
It's just to see. Literally, it was just to see what the fuck would happen.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's a history of governments doing that where they would just test people and be like, "Well, see what happens," you know?
Yeah. It was the CIA.
Yeah,
It was CIA.
Well, see, how does that help with spying? You know what I mean?
Because it says right here that the LSD was to see if they could mind control people.
I feel like I could have told you that wouldn't work.
But this is a different time, bro.
Nah,
where they were limited by their time.
Nah, they knew. Yeah. They probably do that shit now.
You never know. I feel like as someone who's taken psychedelics before, I feel like I could see if I saw somebody on one, I'd be like, I feel like I can control you.
Nah, you can't.
Miss?
I feel like they do that now. They probably do with a different drug, ketamine or something, right?
True.
What's the big one right now?
Ozempic?
Fentanyl.
Oh.
Ozempic, yeah.
Ozempic.
Did you hear Ozempic's making people blind?
Is that true?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that.
Should I fact check that?
If you want to, yeah.
Ozempic blindness. It says, while Ozempic is not typically associated with blindness, there have been rare reports of vision changes, including non-arthritic anterior asthmatic optic neuropathy in patients taking this medication. It's a rare condition that affects the optic nerve, leading to sudden vision loss.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Because I feel like I see like 8 reports on the news every day about how Ozempic's a miracle drug. That's kind of weird, huh?
But I guess it's rare. I mean, don't you think if it's rare, like, or do you think it should have like?
No. I don't mean that. I just mean I think it's weird that they advertise drugs. You know what I mean? Like, take this medicine. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, not to get assassinated right now, but obviously, big pharma. Is an enemy to the American public.
An enemy of the state.
Yeah.
Everything's
of the people.
Everything's an enemy of the people.
It's the reason Luigi was born.
Luigi? Yeah.
Why he was born specifically?
Yeah.
Like why he was known by the public.
No, she's saying when dark rises, light to meet it.
Oh. Like literally they're directly correlated. Like he was born.
Yes, he's the
because the universe works in balance, right?
You've seen Star Wars, right? Where they say when dark rises, light rises to meet it.
That reminds me of that rant. The guy who played fucking Fred from Scooby Doo. What's his name? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, Freddie Prinze or whatever.
Is that actually his name?
No, is it not?
Let me Prinze? See. Is it actually? Oh yeah, you're right. His name is actually Fred.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. You know the guy who plays Fred in the live action movies?
Yeah.
Julie? He famously wrote for Star Wars. He's like a writer. He's worked for WWE too. And he has this like viral video of him ranting about Star Wars where he's like, you can't just kill the Emperor or something because the Force works in balance. So if you get rid of one bad guy, then that means that the other someone has to rise up to take his place, as the same with the light side. That's all nerd out, but that's basically what we're referencing. Yeah. The universe works in balance. So
I don't like Star Wars for context, but sometimes it's funny to use.
That's true.
Damn. Yeah, true. All the Star Wars fans about to come for us. Bro.
We don't have Star Wars fans, do we?
I don't think so.
I don't think we overlap. Maybe. Isn't Star Wars supposed to be political?
True. But I mean, like, political if you're like 5 years old.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
The Resistance and all that?
It's supposed to be about America.
It's like kids' movies. Oh, the originals are about the Vietnam War and like fascism.
Yeah, but they're still kids' movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're just hating. But
no, we're not. They are kids' movies. The guy who made Star Wars said, I made it for kids. I don't know.
Specifically said that?
Yes.
Yeah, George
Lucas, he says, I don't get why people get so mad.
Upset.
They're kids' movies.
Yeah.
That he said that. The guy who made it. So
in an interview, yeah.
So you can't ever say, oh, no, it's for adults. No, it's not.
So the movies now currently coming out, those are made for like old fans.
No, all of them.
All
of Star Wars is for kids.
He said he literally wrote
even
it for
kids. Even the side series.
Mm-hmm. He says the Star Wars existence is for kids. It's like SpongeBob. They could make a Squidward show, but it would still be for little kids, you know?
That's like George Lucas was like, why do you guys get so upset about what happens to these movies? They're literally meant for kids. Yeah. But I don't know. Someone could come up with a valid argument as to why that's bullshit.
We like wrestling. That's for kids too, so.
True.
We to, ¿quién somos para juzgar? You know what I mean?
What is it? Those living in glass houses should not cast stones.
Exactly. Yeah. But what do we got for today? What's our first topic?
Wait, you guys didn't answer.
What?
I was gonna talk about the plane crashes.
Oh.
What do you guys think about that? The Delta one that flipped upside down.
That's crazy.
I don't know about that one.
You don't know about that one? Bro, that's like the most like famous one now.
I think the only one that I heard about was the one that crashed with the helicopter. And there was another one. There was another one that they showed about people in the snow or something.
Yeah, that's the one he's talking about.
Yeah. It's upside down.
Was there another one in the water?
Probably there's a bunch of car crashes.
I don't know.
But the one in the snow is the one he's talking about.
Yeah, because that one's going viral right now. Well, because obviously everybody survived that one.
So what happened in it?
They just had to make like an emergency landing. I don't know what.
And it flipped?
And it flipped, obviously. It flipped all the way upside down. And luckily it didn't explode. It caught on fire, but it didn't explode. And everybody survived the crash. And Delta Airlines is offering $30,000 to passengers that were on that flight. Would you guys take that?
30,000? That's it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but I'd be mad that was it.
People are saying that you shouldn't take it.
Oh.
People are saying that the reason they're giving you $30,000
is so you don't sue.
Is so you don't sue, which you could get way more for.
Yeah, then I'd probably sue.
Because once you get that $30,000, they're like, all right, well, you accepted the compensation.
Yeah.
You said we were good. You said we were cool.
Yeah.
Bro, you said we were cool.
But have they said what exactly happened?
No, I haven't looked into it.
No, they actually didn't release the identities of the pilots, which is interesting. People were trying to pin it on the airline carrier itself, because on the social media, apparently, like, they promote that they're very pro women and that it's just obviously like scapegoating. Yeah. Like, I think people are blowing that up, so they're like, oh, you see, it was like an all women crew, but there hasn't been an official release of the names of people who were piloting the airplane. And from what people know, it was obviously a mix of pilots, both women and men. So people are I think it's just like, because right now, obviously, the conservatism and Republicans have the power in the United States. So most of the media is like trying to pin it on the women, I guess, pilots or whatever.
DEI thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not confirmed to what it actually was. It says Delta CEO says Trump administration cuts to FAA won't hurt airline safety. So, I don't know. Planes are just crashing, bro.
So then he's saying that it's not correlated to what's happening with Trump.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah,
which is probably not true. Probably is. I think it's interesting that they cut the FAA and then all of a sudden all these planes are crashing. No.
So what is it? FAA?
Yeah, flight something. Can you look up what it's called?
FAA. Yeah, sure.
Flight.
It's Federal Aviation Administration.
That makes more sense. Federal Aviation.
So then what do they do?
It says that they is a U.S. federal government agency within the United States Department of Transportation that regulates civil aviation in the United States and surrounding international waters. So aviation. So just like
they regulate.
Plane Julie, you are good to go. You are good to land. Plane Brandon, stand by. We're clearing the runway for plane Julie. Plane Julie, you are good to go to. So aviation, just like guiding, basically like in streets, right, when they guide cars when the lights go off. It's basically just think of that, but much bigger, and having to manage airplanes from around the world coming in.
And he cut them, right?
Yeah, because of Dodge, I think, right?
Doge, yeah.
Doge,
yeah.
Man, who gives a fuck?
That's what it's called.
Stupid. I know.
No, yeah, he gutted the whole administration. What is it called?
Administration.
Yeah,
agency.
Agency. There we go. Yeah.
So he fired them.
Well, I mean, there's no them. There's still FAA. It's just that it's I would say it's understaffed. You know what I mean?
This is what the Associated Press headline says. Some of the 400 jobs that were cut at the FAA help support air safety, a union says.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of essential people.
So somebody didn't check the plane and was like, "This one's not good."
Well, that's what happened in Washington, where usually in high traffic areas of flights, there's 2 to 3. I remember them saying, flight, whatever you call them, the people who like monitor the flight pass and talk to the planes. But in that area, there was only one, and the area that it crashed when the helicopter crashed, that's one of the most busy air traffic areas ever. So they cut it, and it's pretty obvious that it's because they were understaffed. They needed more people. Yeah. But then they were like, oh, it's because the pilots were black and women, and they weren't at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense why they wouldn't release the identities of the pilots and keep it more private, because I think right now people are very violent, and so probably would kill them regardless of gender or race. They'd probably be blamed.
I feel like it for sure is just a lot of safety. And I think if they do fall in those categories, they're just trying to protect them, maybe. But I think it's just sad that they think that, because you know how people are saying that you should name out like what DEI is.
Yeah.
Because people are like, so you're saying you don't want diversity, equity, and inclusivity. So people are like, you can straight up just say like that you don't want it to be like inclusive or diverse in there.
Well, I think people have a huge misunderstanding of what it is. I think people just think that DEI is, oh, if there's black and white candidates, then the black candidates just take immediate priority. We don't even interview them. And with the same thing with women. Mm-hmm. That's not true. That's not how it works. It's just, if in essence, casting a wider net. Yeah. Looking at other areas like black communities, women, and like we've mentioned before, it's not even, it's white women who benefit the most from DEI, you know? It's casting a broader net, but every time I hear it come up, or everybody hears it comes up, it's, oh, she just got the job just because she's a woman, or they got a job just because they're people of color. Yeah. And that's not true. That's not how it works, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The what do they say? The narrative.
Yeah.
But you can't discredit the narrative or whatever the fuck. I looked it up too, because you were like, why did that happen? It literally says that they were making the usual landing, like nothing new, nothing like was odd. They were just landing the plane, and the plane landed a little too hard. It flipped over. So it was just run the mill, like nothing different, bro. It was just the plane just landed and landed too hard, flipped over.
So the pilots just weren't good.
I guess so. I mean, that's what the world is saying. That's what the country is saying.
Saying that they're probably women.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess you could say that. But 30,000 to each passenger.
I mean, at least nobody died.
Yeah, true. That's good.
True. And 30,000. I mean, would you guys take that?
Nah, I'd probably sue.
It's because I don't know how to sue. Like, what do I do?
Also, probably I'm broke and don't have money to sue somebody, you know?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, I can't pay a lawyer to help me sue somebody.
Like, where are you going to get that money from?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So how am I going to sue? Might as well just get the money.
Hey, I don't know.
I'm just saying, I'm saying for myself.
Talk to a lawyer.
Talk to a lawyer.
But anyways, yeah, I just want to go on a small tangent because it is everywhere right now.
Yeah.
It said it's the fourth, I think, largest plane incident in the past 3 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
It's the what?
Fourth
one.
Fourth plane incident in the United States, in North America, in the past 3 weeks.
Damn. Yeah.
I mean, does that usually happen?
No, I remember reading that it's more like for a year or something like that. Like, or it's way less than usual.
So we're basically almost past like.
No, yeah, it's way more like than usual. I remember seeing that somewhere. Steve's fact checking that as we speak.
I'm just trying to see if it's true.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't get why there has to be so much yapping. Just be like yes or no.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know why they're.
I'm like, did you send it?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably. But you know,
Oh no, you sent the one about the babies in the dumpsters.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Did you guys hear about that?
No, what was it?
There's a spike in babies being put in dumpsters after, like, in states that have new abortion laws.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, there's a spike in it, and there's a spike in infant mortality.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I think in the video that you sent, it was talking specifically maybe in Texas or something.
Yeah.
And they were saying that they have like the thing where, I forget what it's called, but it's where like you can leave your kid at like
a fire station
or like at a church or something,
uh-huh.
and like they won't question you.
Yeah.
Like you'll be fine. Like they have those policies specifically in that state to be like, if you don't want your kid, like you can just leave them there. But I guess people are refusing to do that and instead are still doing like dumpsters, fields, like just areas where it's not good for babies or infants.
I wonder why. I wonder what's the mentality there.
I have no idea. I have no idea what the mentality is, but it's crazy considering all the people who are like, just put them up for adoption. Yeah. It's so easy.
Yeah.
I think people are just scared. I think it's just a very like well, one, it's like if they don't even want the kid in the first place, but they can't even like get an abortion. And then it's the other of like they have it, and I think they don't have that emotional connection to them. And they're just like, I just want to get rid of it. But I think they also have that thing of like, I don't want people to know.
Yeah.
So then they just do it kind of like secretly or something.
No, you're spitting. I think that's probably what it is too. Because then I think it's that fear of like, I literally don't want anybody to know this ever happened. So even if I give it up to the fire station, I don't even want them to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then Planned Parenthood and all that stuff too.
Yeah, that's sad. Did you guys see that Planned Parenthood deleted all of their posts and everything?
Yeah. Any idea as to why?
People say that it's because they're trying to preemptively remove anything that Doge or the government could use as reason to cut their funding. So they want to remove all content because they're trying to keep what they provide and what they do a bit more secret before the cuts happen.
You see, I think that's so stupid, and I almost feel like I don't even need to say that it's stupid because the White House is posting shit like ASMR, you're being deported, or that Valentine's Day card of what was it, like, come here legally or we'll deport you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but they can fucking say shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Like basically threaten people.
Yeah.
But Planned Parenthood giving resources is too much.
Yeah. It's just crazy because I know the video thing. It's like, I guess because like, you know, we work a lot with social media, and it's always like there's guidelines and stuff that like you can't post and all these things.
Yeah.
But that's allowed. But it's also like he's best friends with like fucking the owner of X and Instagram and Facebook. Because you said it was posted in basically all their social media. All their social, So it's just like that is even allowed to be like shown. And I just think it's crazy because it's like, but then there's other stuff that you guys are like, no, this isn't allowed, or it isn't allowed to be spread or whatever. And like showing this video is like.
I think the biggest thing that it's trying to do is normalize like this like feeling over deportation. Like I think that making memes like the Valentine's Day card or make it at the ASMR, I think what it really does is that it gets people comfortable with this idea of that the United States is just gonna be deporting people like consistently and so openly. Yeah. And so I think that like that's the biggest thing that I guess scares me a little bit because it's clearly just Trump using his networking ability of being friends with Mark Zuckerberg and being friends with Elon Musk, having them at their inauguration and being like, I can literally change the story and the I guess you could say the narrative of the United States at my will, right? Like it's now deportation, and then he made living spaces like being deported, like deportation centers, is actually something to make a joke about. It's actually something to meme about, you know?
Sorry.
Bless you. Because I think it makes people more I guess more comfortable with those ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. I think, I don't know. When I watched it, I'm like, is this, I don't know. It's hard because I think for one, it's, they're just, like you said, they're trying to make it normalized, but I don't know. Isn't that disturbing to some people? Don't people find that disturbing? I found it disturbing. I found it, like, what's satisfying about that? Because ASMR is supposed to be satisfying, right?
Yeah.
Or relaxing. What's satisfying and relaxing about seeing that? Like in any capacity, like even if it was convicted prisoners or something like that, why would you want to see people like in chains or like, you know, like what about that is satisfying to you? Why is it? I don't know. To me, it feels so dehumanizing because I think ASMR is generally, in my opinion, I see it like with objects or food or something, but that's a person that you're sending away from their family, sending away from a country that they provided for, that they participated in, and you know, you're treating them like this thing that's like entertainment. Yeah. You know, I think that's super dehumanizing. And that's where I find, I guess, adding to your point is I think it also makes it intentionally dehumanizing because it's not like, oh, that's not a person. That's not somebody's dad, somebody's kid. That's not some worker. That's not an essential worker. That's just ASMR. Yeah. That's nothing, you know? I think that's what, for me, I found super disturbing. But I don't know. For some reason, the
doesn't it also feel unprofessional? I mean, sure. we have all this discourse that we're supposed to be professional. this is like the official White House's account, and they're making memes and shit like this. I don't know. Did the Biden administration make shit like this? Should I fact check that?
I don't know, but I mean, have you guys also seen? This isn't recent. It happened a while ago. You know, Dr. Phil. Did you know he has a show where he goes with ICE to like raid areas?
I've heard.
And he'll interview them, be like, "Why are you here? How do you feel about getting deported? Like, do you think you deserve this?"
Yeah.
You know, like it's a reality TV show that I think Trump funds or produces or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's best friends with Dr. Phil. Which again, very dehumanizing, very strange that people find it to be entertainment. That's another thing. I don't think it's entertainment. Like I don't. It's strange that I have to say that this kind of stuff isn't entertainment. You know, like you said, it should be taken serious. There's a lot of things that I think should be taken serious, but it's just,
I guess to me, the weird thing that has just been going on is how this is allowed, you know, like, because you know how we always bring up, you know, especially like Hitler and the Nazis and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and people are like, why didn't anybody stop him? And this, you know, we've talked about how like this is kind of like leading or like it's being a repetition of that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, because I feel like this is the plant of like having them be dehumanized so that we don't care if things actually happen to them.
Yeah.
So that we don't like pay attention to these things. And I mean, a lot of people in the comments were like, oh yeah, like they should go back, like where they belong and blah, blah, blah. And so that's why I'm like, it just makes me think like when up until when are we like, I guess, taking it serious that he's actually doing something harmful to people, you know? And like, why isn't it now? Like, why isn't it that it is currently like happening? Why isn't anybody really doing anything to kind of like, or why does it feel like nobody's doing anything to like stop him?
Well, because a lot of people like him. Like a lot of people are fans of him or on his side. Like, I mean, look at the election. Look how many people voted for him. Like, I think a lot of people are just okay with him being.
I think that's so crazy that there's people, because I know the people like us and people that we know are very against that and find that disgusting, right? But the people who supposedly don't or who are championing Trump and all that stuff, I'm shocked that some of these people have what seems to me zero humanity.
Yeah,
like, you know, for a group of people that always claim Jesus and all this crap about your fellow man. Like again, I guess I bring it up so much because I went to Catholic school and they shoved it down our fucking throats the whole time. I mean, the Stations of the Cross where Jesus was being like whipped and everybody was pointing at him and making fun about it and all that shit. And it's a lesson about how like, oh, you shouldn't do that and this and that. And then you have arguably something extremely similar, a man in chains and a man in chains being walked out of the country and people are ha 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 like glad he's gone ASMR. You know what I mean? Like, you'd think that the dots are right there to connect. You shouldn't be doing that. Like, what happened to blessed are the poor, blessed are all, you know, all these things that people seem to champion and talk about, like, for a side that constantly whines and complains about morals and God will show you the way and here's what's right and what's wrong and all these things. It's, how can you say all that and have such zero humanity? Yeah. You know what I mean? How can all these people think like that? Because like anytime Trump does something crazy, like whether he'll say like when he got found out for saying, oh, that's a nice young girl, I'll be dating her in a few years, and people are like, it's just locker room talk, like people can change, like where's your heart, don't you have, like, you get what I mean? I don't know, it's just crazy to me that people don't have any humanity anymore on certain sides of the spectrum.
I get you. Well, it's weird. I don't know, from what I've seen from the internet, people who are like pro him, I mean, there are probably some that are religious, but I don't think they're all religious. I think some people just, I don't know. I think the appeal is like, I guess he's so alt to any other politician in the sense that he's very fascist, in the sense that he's very like, he'll literally do whatever he wants. I mean, he's making the White House post about him with a crown, calling him king. Yeah. Like, it doesn't get more on the nose than that.
Well, I guess it's interesting, too, to me, and the reason I bring up religion is because, I don't know, it's like with the rest of his campaign where people say, oh, well, you know, that's not everything. But he made a task force about how Christians are being targeted, and he wants to make sure Christians are safe. you know, or you have JD Vance being like, Jesus is king, you know what I mean? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with believing in whatever you believe in, but I think it's extremely strange when people in power, and specifically our government, which is supposed to be the separation of church and state, are constantly like championing this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Maybe it's time we took matters into our own hands, right?
Possibly. No, that long live the king shit is weird.
Yeah. It's just this the White House official Twitter. I don't know if it's on Instagram too. They posted a picture of Trump with the crown, and it's called "Long Live the King."
Yeah.
But it's in our constitution that we're not supposed to have a king.
Yeah.
Checks
Isn't
and
that crazy?
balances.
You know what else I think is weird? How come whenever they ask Trump something, Elon is genuinely always there? Like, always. I feel like I always see him being interviewed, and they ask Trump something, and Elon's like, I'll take this one. You know what I mean?
Maybe
That's so strange to me.
maybe
Like,
he used the neural link to mind control Trump.
maybe. But if I was president, I'd be like, hey, shut the fuck up. I'm the president, no? No? Like some king, right?
Yeah.
Fucking having your jester talk for you.
Ooh,
I just
that's a
feel
good
like
one.
he doesn't really care.
Oh, really?
It's not really that important to him. So he's like, whatever. Let him talk, whatever.
Fuck, maybe he does have a chip in his brain.
That Elon is controlling.
That could
behind the
be.
scenes.
More like a worm.
But
like
yeah, I don't know.
RFK.
It's weird because I remember when the election was happening and somebody like they were asked like, oh, they actually were like, oh, who did you vote for or whatever? And this girl, she was saying that she voted for Trump, but she was like, oh, it's because of taxes. And then somebody explained to her that like the tax doesn't apply unless like you make the certain amount or whatever. And then she's like, oh, I didn't know that. And then
Right.
it was like, it's just like people are very unaware. Like people are just like, I don't know. So I mean, there's a lot of people who I feel like don't care about this anymore. Like
Yeah.
they generally have just given up on it, which is why I think, especially like, I know the like Democrats aren't the best, but I feel like everybody kind of just gave up on them and was like, well, they didn't work, so I'm gonna stick to my Republican side
Yeah.
and be like,
Did you guys see that video? I don't know if it's real, but it's Democrats landing on like their plane has just landed and they're protesting Trump, so they protest with interpretive dance. Have you seen that?
No.
I don't know if that's real, but there's like this video of
Interpretive
House
dance?
Democrats, like I think, like landing, and they're doing like interpretive dance to protest Trump's like I think like his immigration order or something.
no,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I don't think so. I don't think
I
I've
need
seen
to
it.
look up. I need to look if that's real, because if not, that's crazy.
Interpretive dance? I've seen the one where they're protesting the police and they're fucking.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. That one's old, no?
Yeah, that one's a bit old, but that one's a little funny. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people don't care. A lot of people are also uneducated about the matter. Like everybody talks about taxes. I'm like, I don't. Oh wow, I guess he's right. They do.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's protest the Trump administration with interpretive dance outside the Kennedy Center.
Oh my god.
You don't think that would work?
No.
You don't think
Wh-
that
what
would
was
bring
I saying?
change?
That people don't want to be involved.
People are uneducated. I
Yeah.
feel like everybody who's like taxes. I'm like, I don't know what you don't think. I don't think you know what you're talking about. But I think most people who say that, a lot of people who say like, oh, I'm voting for Trump for the taxes or whatever. I think they're trying to hide over. There's some logical reason for voting for him, like some like what would you call it? Like meticulously thought out reason for why they're voting for him. But I think a lot of people are just closeted racists, you know, or like
Yeah.
closeted whatever you call
I think
bigots,
people.
bigots,
I think people are very simple minded. Well, they'll just be like, Trump. He's gonna get rid of these immigrants who took my job, and he's gonna make eggs more inexpensive. Like even if you did the research and no, it's not that simple.
Yeah.
I think people think it's that simple.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, he's gonna make America great again.
Did you see he talked about it? They asked him about inflation. He's like, it's only been 3 weeks. Like I can't do it overnight. And cut to him being like, I'll do it on the first day, basically
Yeah.
overnight. That's crazy. How can you?
It was all lies.
Well, you know
Always
what?
been lies.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, I guess you really can become as successful as you want as long as you say things like extremely confidently. Like you could just straight up lie and be the president. Like I haven't heard that guy tell the truth once, Because they always do that thing where he'll say something and then they pull up the receipts in 4K where he's like, I don't believe that. And then he's like, nah, I didn't say that.
But I also think you can get anywhere you want, especially if you have a lot of money.
That's true.
Like, I feel like he's gotten to wherever he is because of the fact that he's rich.
Yeah, a lot of money, no shame, and confidence.
Because I'm like, if you have all the money that you can have for yourself through like all your businesses and stuff,
Yeah.
you'd for sure be the type of person to say just whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Like, because you're like, I have money to fall back on.
Yeah.
Like, if they cancel me, still got my money. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
like, I just feel like, I think that's the most annoying part of it all. And I think it's also the fact of like all these people who are very ignorant and like very uneducated are doing all these things because some of them believe that they're privileged and won't be harmed by it, and some people genuinely are privileged and won't be harmed at it.
Yeah.
And I think people who like, you know, the minority that won't benefit from any of this is the one who's getting the most harm.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's the most like infuriating part of it all.
We need a new system of justice. We need a
new planet, bro.
No, like I don't know. It shouldn't be enough that he goes to jail. He should lose all of his money.
Yeah.
Like all of his family too. I think all of his entire bloodline should lose their money and start from the bottom.
That'd be cool.
Right?
Did you guys see that RFK Jr. was like, he wants to get rid of junk food or food stamps?
Really?
Yeah, like you can use food stamps, but you can't buy junk food with them.
He's
Thoughts?
crazy.
Thoughts, guys?
That guy's crazy.
Do you think that poor people don't deserve to have a tasty treat?
I know, right?
That's what people were saying. They're like, bro, like that's so like Republicans just be mean, bro. So I'm broke. I don't deserve some ice cream every now and then.
I know, right?
I don't deserve some snacks. Like, isn't that crazy?
It's so ironic. He's the Department of Health or whatever.
He's on roids.
And he's on roids and he fucking sounds like he's Cookie Monster. And he has a brain worm or whatever, apparently.
Yeah, because I mean, I was thinking about that. I was like, I get that they're bad for you. Like, I get junk food's bad for you, but I think that just because somebody's poor doesn't mean they don't deserve the luxuries of leisure in life.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what's the point of living then? What's the point of not being able to have a little?
when did junk food become a luxury? Like, when did McDonald's become a luxury? It's fucking
I
McDonald's.
assume the school of thought is we're protecting them from themselves.
Yeah.
So like people who are low income won't be able to buy McDonald's and all this junk food or whatever.
I think it's strange. That's very strange.
I can't believe the country's being run by dumb people.
I know, right?
Like,
What's that movie you made me watch? Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, huh?
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I mean, people have predicted that this would happen.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. We'll stay strong in the face of fascism.
Adversary.
I guess people, I don't know. People are just madly racist.
I don't know.
That they were just like,
I guess. I
that
don't
they
know.
were just like, I don't know.
Are we
They
defeated,
chose some
guys?
people.
Is this the final episode of
Nah, I
Todo
don't feel
Chido?
defeated.
Nah, I'm just sick, guys.
I feel like a stallion.
No, I'm just mad. That's it.
I'm just sick, guys.
I thought you weren't sick. I thought it was just mucus.
It is just mucus, but doesn't that count as being sick?
No.
Oh, well, I'm just covered in mucus,
Yeah.
and I'm
You're
sick
just
of it.
disgusting.
And I'm sick of it.
You're sick. Yeah.
I'm sick
So,
of it.
sure. What were you gonna say, Julie?
RFK
You're
Jr.
angry
No,
at
has
that?
to-
I was just gonna say, fuck the bitches that didn't do anything before Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I
Like
think it's
Selena
their fault.
Gomez?
I think it's their fault.
Didn't do anything. Yeah.
Selena Gomez stray.
Yeah,
Did you see that photo shoot she had with her man where she put like her feet in the
disgusting.
picture? Did you see it?
Have you guys
No.
seen? Have you guys seen that it's going around because they did like a couple interview or some shit?
Yes, I did see
And then
that.
he said something about how he doesn't shower, but when he
Yeah.
does, he's in the shower for a long time.
Yeah, he says he doesn't shower every day. It's every other day or every 2 days. But when he does shower, it's like in everything shower.
Yeah.
So it counts.
Ew.
So pretty much he's disgusting.
You know what? You know what? I've said this for a long time. I think you can be as weird as you want, as ugly as you want, as strange as you want, but you can't be smelly. I think that's a crime. I think to be smelly is a crime.
You think he's smelly?
He doesn't
I think-
shower every day.
I think
and
it should be a crime if you're, because it feels like your stink is touching me without my consent.
You're assaulting me with your stink.
Exactly.
And how old is this man? He's like,
I don't know. Maybe he's
32?
Like 30.
how do you not shower every day?
He's a short king too.
Is he?
What's his name? Blanco. Danny
He
Blanco.
doesn't shower every day.
That's what he said in the interview.
That's disgusting, man. That's disgusting.
Do you think he didn't mean it that way? He's
Nah,
like,
he for sure meant it.
Oh, his name is Benny Blanco.
What did you think I said?
I thought you said Danny.
Oh,
Danny Blanco. That picture of
he's 38.
Is that what it said?
he's almost 40.
He's 36.
Damn,
Oh.
he's been doing that for 36 years.
Ew.
Then he's probably disgusing.
Yeah, I know, right? He's probably
He's probably
gross.
disgusting.
I want to gag right now,
Yeah.
bro.
He's probably all greasy all the time.
Ew.
That
His hair.
picture, but you haven't seen that picture. It's like their engagement picture. It's like Selena Gomez's feet, and he's like smashing his cheeks with them, and he's like smiling.
So he has a foot fetish?
He didn't shower after that either.
Maybe she has a foot fetish.
Wait. What did you say? He's the one who has her feet on her face? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't seen it?
Or she has his feet?
Have you seen it?
No, she
I don't
has
even
his
want to
feet.
look at it, but
Oh, here. it
but
is.
she has her feet on his face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Ugh.
Wait, let me open this. Let me get the full experience going on
No, well, like I guess. That's gross.
right here. People are saying like the way her feet are prettier than his face.
That's funny.
But
That's
when I
kinda
kept
funny.
seeing the interview, I was like, this fool looks like a ugly ass foot. Like, he looks disgusting.
Bro, which one's Selena Gomez's foot and which one's his face?
Where does the foot end and the face
That's
begin?
that's fucked up, guys.
What did he do though?
Come on,
That's not
guys.
fucked
Did he
up.
do anything
I know. Is he a bad
He's
guy?
the one. He's the one who said that
Oh
Filipino
yeah,
food
Isn't
tastes like
good.
throw up.
yeah, he did say that.
He said that.
Maybe it's a preference.
It's a preference. No,
But
yeah.
then after he's like, oh no, it's delicious.
Come on, guys. That's like a Biggie was fat allegation. Yeah, he like said he didn't like Filipino food. Come on, guys.
Nah, he didn't say it like that. He said it tasted
But he
like
took
throw
He
it
up.
said
back.
it tastes like throw up.
Yeah, he did.
Let me see. I'm gonna look up Benny
And then because he
Blanco.
was getting canceled, he was like, actually,
Actually, I
it's
love
actually
it.
pretty good.
I love it actually.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bad decisions.
it's just yeah. No.
Him
The only thing that came
apologizing?
out, I looked up Benny Blanco bad, and it says Benny Blanco reveals to People magazine that he doesn't shower every day. I wanted to be an aroma as I'm walking.
Ew, what the
Oh.
fuck? That's disgusting, dude.
Look up why.
You know, like no, genuinely, like real talk. I genuinely think it's really rude to be smelly. Like if I invited somebody to my house and they stunk, I would never invite them again. I'd probably stop being friends with them.
Well, it's like a hygiene thing, right? It feels like if you can't respect yourself, how are you gonna respect me?
No, I just think it's disrespectful to me if you smell in my presence, like really bad. No,
That's so crazy.
how's that crazy?
It's not like super crazy, but just the way you said it is like
You don't think so,
it's,
Julie?
it's an
think
offense.
it is.
to my
Imagine
senses.
if I showed up to this podcast every week and I smelled.
there was a homie that I had that when I met him,
he stunk.
no, he was like chill. Like he was a really chill guy. Like he was cool.
Uh-huh.
Like we were cool homies. Out of nowhere, this fool started stinking. And
I don't know where.
I don't know.
As if like you turned it on.
I don't know where. Yeah, because for a while, like when I would see him, chill, and then out of nowhere, he just started stinking. And then now I don't. I like every time I try to talk to him, but sometimes I'm like, bro, I can't. The smell's too much. I don't even want to be near you.
What is it?
Like,
His musk or his breath?
his musk.
Ugh.
Bro, you wouldn't want that Benny Blanco musk.
Ugh. Musk. That's the worst kind of stink. His walk past air stink. That's fucking gross. You know, but to add like what is it?
Fuel
Evidence
to the fire.
evidence to my claim. Think about all the groups that people shit on, like furries or anime conventions. It's all because they smell, or people say that they smell. Imagine if they had the reputation of smelling like heaven. Nobody would fuck with them. I promise you. I promise you. If you went to anime,
They all smell so good.
like
that.
every time you went to an anime convention, people were like, it smells amazing in there. Like everybody's wearing the finest perfume. Like everybody in there is showered, freshly showered. Like imagine there would be no stigma against them. But because there's this whole like deodorant like rule that they have to wear deodorant to go, that's why people dislike them. No?
I feel like just thinking about it hurts my head.
Does it really stink?
Yeah, Patrick was telling me about it because he said that.
It's like a
He
common thing.
went.
No, because I was telling him. All right, so I was telling him because you know how there's the anime convention, right?
Mhm.
I was like, oh, we should go, and he was like, fuck no, it smells. And I was like, really? And then he told me about how at the anime convention they have deodorant rules where you have to wear deodorant because it was such a problem that it smelled.
But is that real?
Yeah,
People say that they're notorious for stinking.
that's what Patrick told me. And you know Patrick, always telling the truth.
Always telling the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
Look,
So
You will walk by people who do smell very horrid. That's what somebody said.
Yeah. See, but like I said, imagine if they had that Rihanna reputation of smelling angelic. Everybody would be like, "Let's go."
True. I guess that's true. Sorry, Benny Blanco. Didn't mean to.
Imagine if we
cast
started.
strays.
Imagine if we started discriminating by smell. Do you think that would ever happen?
That'd be problematic. Because what if some smells smell better than other people?
No.
No.
What about in your preference? Like, you don't like a certain smell, but it actually smells better for
Do
somebody
you ever
else.
smell your man's armpits?
Do I smell them?
Mm-hmm. I heard it's a phenomenon that women love
I don't
smelling.
smell his armpits, but like the whiff will happen. It
And
just
do you
smells
like
like deodorant. Yeah, it
Yeah.
smells pretty good. Smells clean.
That's a funny question. Have you ever smelled your man's?
But it's true.
Armpits?
I've heard it's a phenomenon.
I
So
saw-
does your
I saw-
girl? So does your girl smell your armpits?
Never.
Do you-
Not so far. Imagine. No, not yet. At least you.
No,
Brandon?
usually if
Can-
like he's like laying down like this and like I lay on like
Can you imagine the fucking stink in like the fucking dark ages, man?
that's just
Like in Nosferatu when they fuck, I'm always like that corpse was like thousands of years old.
She's probably used to it though. Everybody smelled like that. He probably smelled the same as her man. Is it my man or is it a corpse? I
She
don't
could
know.
close her eyes and pretend that it was him.
Who was it? Oh, it was I think it was King Henry the whatever, the big fat king, that he had like his legs were rotting, and he smelled so bad that people would pass out, or they'd smell him from like around the corner. Yeah.
that's nasty.
Look at I looked it up. It says historically people likely smelled significantly worse than people today due to limited access to clean water, infrequent bathing, and the lack of modern hygiene products like deodorant.
Well, didn't like the Native Americans say that when the whatever people came
The
here,
whites came.
yeah,
They smelled
They
horrible.
Whatever
smelled-
people.
They
yeah.
try to be like, take a bath, bro.
Yeah, they said that one of the first things that the indigenous people told the Spaniards was, "You guys smell. You guys smell really fucking bad." That they started burning incense, and the Spaniards took it as like, "Oh, they're celebrating our arrival," but they were burning incense because they smelled really fucking bad.
That's crazy.
Some steak
Disgusting.
history for you. Some smelly history for you.
Bro, those
Disgusting.
ships, they were on those saltwater ships for fucking 8
Didn't they
months.
like brush their teeth with their own piss or some shit like
Yeah,
that?
What the
they
fuck?
gargled with
That's
piss.
what you said last time.
I said that.
Me?
They're like, let me. Hey, my breath stinks. Let me get some of that.
Let me get some of that.
Let
Let
me
me get some of that
disgusting.
piss.
They thought it was like it was
That's
antibacterial.
disgusting. Yeah.
It was also widely believed that putting water in your butt or around your butthole was bad for you.
That's crazy. That's so
They said that it
disgusting.
could make you sick and even
If
die.
if I was to travel back in time, that's one thing I would fix. I'd be like, you guys, we gotta
stop smelling.
we gotta
guys.
get you right.
Do
We
you,
gotta get you right.
do you think if that was like back then you and you heard that statement, do you think you would have done it or you would have still put water on your butthole?
I feel like the way that I think about or hear this propaganda, I'm like, this is insane. Do you remember not that long ago when all those celebrities were saying like, oh, I don't shower every day, I
Yeah,
shower once a week.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
And then all the science
They don't wash their feet.
like it's very common for celebrities to not shower, and then scientists were like, oh, it's actually they're right, you know, you shouldn't shower every day because this and that, and bullshit. I don't care. You could tell me that showering every day is horrible for your health, I'd still do it. That's crazy.
Ew. I'm just reading the Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis shit. So they don't believe in bathing their kids or themselves too much.
Ugh, God.
Is that really just like a Latino thing? Do we just like being clean? Because like, is it an ancestral? What did Ayala say? And do you remember a long time ago? She was saying something your genes
like
get
your
passed on.
ancestral genes or
Ancestral
something?
memory or something like that.
Yeah, remembrance, right?
Yeah,
Ancestral remembrance. Is
yeah.
that like just like our connection to our indigenous?
White people are just weird, bro.
ancestors.
I genuinely do. I think white people are
And
just
for
I
them.
get, well,
Does Chris shower a lot, Julie?
yeah, he showers every day.
She paused for a second. I was like,
Yeah, he showers every day.
that's pretty good.
What's it called? Well, wasn't like water clean at least back then? There's no plastics.
I think it was dirtier back then because you couldn't filter the water.
Probably like amoebas and shit.
Like if it was a river or like a lake,
I think you could probably get like an infection.
I feel like now they're disgusting.
Yeah.
I feel like back then they were a little cleaner.
I agree with you.
Right?
I agree with you. I think it's
this isn't science, guys.
I think it's propaganda by big water.
I think in like Spain and like British or whatever it is, Britain, whatever it is, England, whatever it's called.
In British.
And what was the other one? France.
I
think they just had dirty water, bro. But I feel like here in like the Americas, I feel like it was clean.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until they came here that it became dirty. That's my belief.
I think white people are just weird.
That's gotta be crazy conspiracy.
That's my belief because I feel like the water now is dirtier because of the things that we created.
For sure. But I mean, we also have the technology to clean water.
But I think a lot of their practices,
not drinking, but like to clean yourself.
But I think a lot of their practices were very weird. Like with bloodletting and shit like that, where I think generally speaking, they would be like, it's not that I wash my mouth out with piss, it's that I drank water after, you know? So I think they were just a little stupid, where it was probably the piss that had fucking herpes and all kinds of STDs in it that made them sick and disgusting.
Bro, if humanity lost power right now and we weren't able to have like running water or nothing, but we could still drink water and shit, would you make it a priority to get your shower situation situated first?
Yeah, probably. I think cleanliness, yeah. You have to. Because if you get cut, then you're fucked.
If you're stranded on an island, what do? Do you shower or you just fuck it stink? Do you free
shower in the salt water?
Can you?
Yeah.
There you go.
I guess so. I guess you're right.
And the Europeans didn't want to do it.
They probably had that Steve mentality back then. I'm starving. I can't be bothered to shower.
I can't be. Imagine.
They had that Steve mentality. Yeah, it's funny.
The
how did we start talking about smelly people?
We're talking about Benny Blanco.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know why he came up, but
and how he.
Oh, because we did Selena Gomez.
Oh, because I threw a stray at Selena Gomez because like you were like all you bitches didn't do anything before, but now we're complaining.
And then we started just shitting on Benny Blanco for smelling.
And then we started talking about smelly people.
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine meeting Can you imagine meeting your favorite celebrity and you're like, oh Lord,
or like she wasn't turned off by when they met and he smelled.
She probably smells too. Then
I remember one time.
Probably does.
I remember one time. This is like years ago now. I remember I hung out with somebody who I was like romantically interested in, and it was like kind of like a date. And I remember she smelled.
She smelled bad.
She smelled like she was doing something right before I came to pick her up. And so she started sweating, and then I guess maybe she ran out of time, and she thought like, oh, just put on a jacket and perfume. But it was like this musk of like sweat. I could just tell it was sweat.
Not even a shirt change, man. Jesus.
I guess they were doing something, and they were like, fuck, I don't have time. Because I remember they were like out of breath, and I was like, oh, you stink.
I don't think you can ever reverse a first stink impression. Like meeting somebody for the first time and they stink.
No, for sure. I still the fact that I still think about that to this day. Right? I was like, I remember.
Bless this guy's heart. I know he's doing well, and shout out if you're ever watching. But there's this guy in high school. I'm not gonna say his name, but they called him Smelly because he would stink. He smelled in freshman year when we had PE, but he never smelled again. But that was his name all of high school, Smelly.
I remember I had a homie who he worked in school administration, and he worked in a high school, and there was this one kid who everybody else in that classroom said that he smelled, and he said that they went on a field trip. On the way back from the field trip, they were on the bus, and that kid was sleeping, and as he was sleeping, they were putting perfume on him.
That's crazy.
How is that fucked up though? Aren't they doing it? They were brushing his teeth. Yeah. They were brushing his epic prank.
Epic prank.
He'll wake up clean. Brushing his teeth.
Yeah, I remember he said that he wanted to fucking die because it was a girl who was doing it. She was like holding her nose while she was like spraying him.
They were putting on deodorant and brushing his teeth, combing his hair.
Yeah, but that's the story you said. That's what it reminds me
really
of.
funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember when they told
really
me.
Funny.
Oh, that's funny. Because, I mean, it's a harmless prank. Imagine, bro, your prank, I'm going to make you smell better.
You wake up and you smell fantastic.
Wow, my breath is minty clean.
Did I brush my teeth? That's
Dude,
funny.
Like waking up all showered and shit.
Nah, yeah, that's great. I remember in high school there was this kid. I didn't know him. That he farted in class, so they started calling him Big Homie Gas.
Big homie.
Gas?
Big Homie Gas, like the Big Homie Gas.
Oh, gas. I thought you said big homie ass.
No,
like, because he smells.
the Big Homie Gas because he'd be farting.
Right.
They got in trouble for that.
Have you guys ever caught yourself stinking, though? Be honest. Have you guys ever been like, oh, shit, like.
No, I feel dirty. You guys don't feel dirty? I feel like...
But you're more of a germaphobe, no?
You asked me.
No, but I'm just
like a freak, no?
I'm just continuing the convo. No strays, I swear.
I feel like it's happened to me probably over the summer when I'm working outside.
Oh, I get you.
And I think I've caught myself I'm like,
yeah,
fuck.
it's the worst.
But it's because of work, and
Yeah.
I've been at work the whole entire day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know I need to start taking deodorant to work. But
You see how that's how sometimes I go. Well, sometimes I usually do. I go to the gym right after working all day, and then there's times where I catch myself and I'm like, "What's that smell? Oh, that's me!" And I literally, you know what I do? I just go home. Even if I've been there for like 15 minutes, I go home.
It's because I figure if you smell yourself smelling bad, like you have to adjust for inflation. Cause you know how you're used to your own smell.
Exactly.
Like if I could smell myself, the world could fucking smell me.
The second I know I smell myself, I'm like, I'm going home, dude. I probably like people are probably looking at me and shit.
Like,
they're walking by like, because you're right. You gotta adjust for inflation. Because you're used to your own stink.
Yeah.
But you're like, other people stink. I mean, hopefully they think it's that guy over there.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. You know when you're at the gym, and when's the last time you went to a public gym?
Maybe like 3 weeks ago.
When you go to a public gym and somebody stinks and you walk past them or they walk near you, it's the like you're immediately like, that guy should kill himself. Like he doesn't deserve to be alive and with the rest of us.
Then
So like so then when it's me, I'm like, yeah, I should go home. Right? I shouldn't exist within all these people.
How come there were no germaphobe kings like back in the day, dictators who were neat freaks, no smelling guys?
They probably just
they probably thought they were weird.
They probably like self-termination.
They're like, you're weird for
do
thinking that.
Like evil people?
Freaky people.
Do evil people smell bad? Is that like? Don't wonder. Never mind.
I think evil people probably smell like clean, like black ice.
You think so?
I think so, but like good people smell like more like floral.
So you think Superman would smell bad, but Lex Luthor?
No.
would smell good?
I think good and bad people smell both good, but I think like the freaks smell the worst.
That makes sense.
Like I feel like the Joker, he would smell.
Yeah,
he would
probably.
100% smell.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man, no, I don't think he'd smell.
I feel like incels and like evil people smell.
Yeah.
Somewhere around their body is somewhere disgusting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for them to be that hateful and evil, I don't think they wash themselves.
It's got to come from the stink.
Yeah.
It's got to come from that stink.
It's from that rash that he has that like he doesn't clean in that area.
I feel like Batman stinks. I don't know why.
Because of that suit.
Because he's in a cave.
And he's
Maybe.
rich. Rich people smell, bro. I'm telling you.
I guess you reach a pinnacle where you have so much money you don't care about smelling.
Who was it? I remember I saw this like interview. I think it was Justin Bieber, or because he did like a commercial or something with Calvin Klein once. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he said that ever since then they always send him underwear, so he never does laundry. He just opens a new pack of underwear every single day and just throws out the other ones. I think that's why rich people stink.
If you have that much money to just throw out the other one, just hire someone to do your laundry, bro.
Yeah, right? Well, it's also like you could have donated that.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
The wealth is insane.
I just have so many clothes. I burn them all.
Mm-hmm.
I burn them all and get new ones.
Yeah, and get new ones.
Well, because I'm also like, I thought if you were rich, you'd want to like shower. I'd be in the shower all day.
I'd have one of those showers with Apex water pressure. You know, the...
I'd have like a hot tub, like a bath, gold-plated bath.
I don't know. It's just weird because it's like you're rich and you have the fanciest bathroom ever and you don't use it. Like, the fuck?
I know,
it just doesn't make sense.
You know, some people use reusable toilet paper.
Ew.
I know, right?
How does that work?
You just wash it, dude. I'm telling you.
No.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I know, it's crazy.
Rich people are weird.
No, yeah, I'm always, if I'm ever rich, I would love a shower with extremely high water pressure.
If I'm rich, I want a nice bathtub.
To fucking like, I want to be all.
You guys never fuck with baths?
Huh?
You guys never fuck with baths?
When I was younger,
But not anymore as an adult?
not really.
Really?
I don't. I feel like it.
I feel like it's relaxing.
I feel like you're just sitting in your own like.
You see, that's why you shower first and then you get in the bath. I feel like the bath is more leisure.
waste of water.
Come on, but you guys will spend an hour in the fucking shower.
I never said that.
Yeah.
He's mad.
Come at me, I
He's
swear.
Mad.
Because he is the weird one.
I know.
You guys are the weird one. Who doesn't fuck with a bath?
He's got that stink mentality.
Who doesn't fuck with a bath? You're tripping.
That stink
You shower
mentality.
first to actually clean yourself. And then you chill in the bath.
In
I would
the
have
same-
like
in the
those.
same water that you wash yourself in.
No, you shower first and then you sit in the bath.
He's just saying that for the show. He doesn't shower first before the bath.
I don't even have a bathtub.
He sits there and it turns.
I don't even have a bathtub. I wish I did. I'm telling you, when I get my own
The
money,
water is
that
black.
bathtub is
The
coming.
water comes out black.
Yeah.
Like fish full of
Ew.
I do that thing where I let the water run and then I go in, I do a 360 and then I get back out.
No, you do that little thing where you dip your toe and you go, ooh. Like in cartoons.
The bathtub?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's too hot.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on.
That was a long segment.
Yeah,
Just
that
people
just
smell.
like about
I
stink.
mean, it's because it had multiple.
We feel really
It was
passionate.
layered.
We're
There
really
was
passionate about that.
It was layered, bro. What
If we
can
ever,
say?
hey, anyway, if we ever meet one of you guys and you guys smell, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell you, hey, bro, I'd take a picture with you, but
But he means like even if you smell good.
no.
Oh,
If we take a picture, I'm gonna be like this.
Yeah, I'm
have you
gonna-
seen? Did you see at the Grammys? I don't know if this is true, but it's Sabrina Carpenter taking a picture with Chappelle Rowan and someone else. And people say that people have given Chappelle Rowan allegations for years that apparently she stinks. And in that video, Sabrina Carpenter, she's talking to Chappelle. She like goes to hug her, and then she like looks away and she starts holding her nose.
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Ooh.
Let me see.
Chappelle Rowan?
I think so. I think that's who.
Chappelle Rowan?
Chappelle Rowan. I know. My bad.
Have you guys seen that video where it's these two ladies talking in church and they're talking passionately? And she's like, and her breath smells apparently. So the other old lady's like, going like this. Like she's like, yes, I hear you.
Someone literally, I looked it up.
Yeah.
It is them, and the person that they were gonna take a picture with was Billie Eilish. And someone said, "I knew her ass had a stench."
Damn.
Someone captioned it that. Yeah, but it's Sabrina Carpenter. Like,
What's
this.
worse, body odor or bad breath?
Ew.
I think
Body
bad
odor?
breath is really
Body, maybe?
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so. Because
Yeah.
it's a larger radius.
I'm,
Guys, why are we talking about stink? Because this administration stinks.
I
I think he's trying to say that
I'm
you
just
stink.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wait, I
I
stink?
think we stink. Do we stink?
We
Is that what we're
stink?
saying?
Yeah.
Wait, is that what you're saying? You're saying I stink?
No, Brandon, be
No.
for real.
I just showered
Do
before.
I stink?
No, you don't stink.
I literally just showered before we
You know, I'm
started
very
recording.
self-conscious about it, though.
Yeah.
I do think about it a lot.
I like
I'm
stinking.
like, fuck.
I am
stink.
subconscious.
A lot of girls. Yeah.
A lot of girls stink.
A lot of girls are self-conscious about stinking. Men need that.
Especially in my breath. I'm like, fuck.
I'm self-conscious about stinking, mainly because I have a lot of hair. I don't know why, but I feel like people associate because I have a lot of hair that I stink. So I always try to stay clean.
Men need that fear.
Of stinking?
Yeah, like they need to be more self-conscious about stinking.
Mm.
Yeah, because a lot of dudes stink.
I think it's because of that weird Ashton Kutcher mentality. That Kutcher mentality of I need that. Oh no, that Blanco mentality of I want that musk because it's manly.
It's not
That's
though.
disgusting. I mean, he thinks it was right because he got Selena Gomez, so.
Did you ever hear about that thing about how Asian men don't stink?
Oh, yeah, because they don't sweat, no?
Yeah, they have less,
I don't know if that's it, but that just sounded insane.
I
No.
think so. No, I think
it
it is
not?
something like that. They have less sweat glands or something like that.
No.
My coworker was telling me about it.
Is this true? Is this
It
propaganda?
says why many East Asians don't have body odor. Between 80 and 95% of East Asians have little to none of that typical acidic body odor smell. And it all comes down to a gene mutation. So it's true, bro. See, why
Oh,
do you
yeah.
take so many showers?
Hell yeah.
You were blessed with a gift.
It doesn't matter, bro.
You were blessed with a gift. And
It's
yet
like-
you're just wasting water at that point.
Would you? It's like that's like if you told LeBron don't train because you're naturally gifted. You know what I mean? It's like I can't. I have
But
to.
aren't you an environmentalist?
It's not my fault. It's corporation's fault. We
Oh,
talked about
oh,
this
oh.
before.
That's crazy. 95% is actually really huge.
Stop playing with us, man.
Yeah, I don't know why. I would have thought we would have talked about this before. Like, I thought that'd be like the first thing we think
Oh,
of.
that East Asians don't smell bad.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
Asians don't smell bad.
Yeah. Anyways, next topic, guys.
I don't think I've ever smelled Brandon. Like, I don't think he's ever his stench has ever.
It's because I'm telling you, bro. I
unconsensually
think
touched me.
I think smelling bad is insulting. I think it's very rude. I do. Anyways, I've always said that.
Do we ever smell bad, Brandon?
No, I would tell you. I would tell you if you smell bad. I'd be like, yo, man, come on. You're killing me, Smalls.
I don't think I've ever stuck up the place.
You never had a homie who smells bad?
I honestly no. What
Really?
is there
Never?
someone you're thinking of?
Yeah, you told me you had a homie who smelled bad.
Who smelled bad,
I
or
can't
like,
say.
Give me hints.
or like they had a smelly breath.
Smelly breath.
Oh,
Oh, smelly breath.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, I do.
You used to call him Plaque Boy Max.
Bro, oh yeah, I do have a homie who his breath be stinking up the place, and he's a yapper, and it sucks because the more fucked up he gets, the more like
The more he talks.
the whole room just starts stenching. Yeah, but okay, moving on. Ben, do you want to do your segment?
Sure. You guys can yap while I get prepared.
All right. Oh,
or,
Julie, come
or,
up.
or you can introduce me.
That's literally what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Julie, we gotta come up with a theme song for him.
dun, 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 dun.
It's Brandon.
You gotta do it.
It's Brandon and his suitcase,
I love
just in case.
Wow. Just in case.
I wasn't done. You can't laugh yet.
Okay, go, keep going.
It's Brandon. You gotta give me the beat.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's Brandon with his suitcase, just in case you need to be on a watch list. You already know we
Yes,
have
sir.
the best list. Best.
Yeah, I like that.
Ding.
Best.
If we ever have
And then
the
he gives a
money,
thumbs up.
I'll buy the perfect cell theme, and that'll be my thing.
It's Brandon's. Don't get caught on this watch list. You can't resist the watch list.
All right.
Now
Introduce
watch
my-
this watch list. Yeah, you're saying
You can introduce my segment now. Normally.
welcome to the watch list. Watch this. Hosted by yours truly, Brandon Valdez.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a new exciting top. Well, not exciting. It's actually very serious. It's actually very serious.
It's actually not funny.
Yeah,
Like
I was doing a lot of research on this, and oh my god, my jaw was on the floor the entire time because I was like, this can't be real. So, did you guys know that for over 2 decades, the Canadian government forcibly took Indigenous children from their families? This is what's known as the 60's scoop. The scoop referring to that quite literally it felt like the Canadian government was scooping Indigenous children out of their families' arms. So in the 1960s up until the 1980s, the child welfare authorities forcibly removed over 20,000 Indigenous children from their families, often without consent or knowledge of the parents. The goal was to assimilate Indigenous children. I think one bureaucrat even said that this was solving Canada's Indian problem, so to speak. All of these children were then placed in the child welfare system and adopted out to families across Canada, sometimes America, and sometimes as far as Europe. All of them pretty much just white families. None of these Indigenous children were ever really put with Indigenous families. So they were all adopted out to families who had non-Indigenous origins. And many of the social workers, too, were also non-Indigenous. So they had no understanding of what Indigenous culture or family systems or structures really even looked like.
language.
Yeah, exactly. So they would show up to these communities and houses, and they were using their knowledge of middle class Eurocentric white families to kind of justify what they would say. They would use the knowledge, like they were using what would you call it, like the Eurocentric white middle class families. That was their background.
Uh-huh.
They're using that as the standard for what they considered to be proper child health care. So because they were using that and they had no understanding of Indigenous culture, they would walk in and see food. Like an example they gave was a lot of the Indigenous diets in the area were dried meats, fish, berries, and they would say, oh, these parents aren't providing for their kids. We got to take them. So Because of that, they would take the kids. They would never tell the families or inform the communities. Sometimes they would just forcibly take them. And after that, they would just put them into the welfare system. And I think when I was researching this, some of these kids were even advertised on TV. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It was called AIM. They would have commercials where they would show the kids and they would try to get them adopted out. So in the 1950s, indigenous kids made up about 1% of kids in the foster system. Mm-hmm. But then by the 1960s, they made up 34%. Yeah, it was crazy. And then many of these adoptions would end up failing too. So I think by the time they were 17, I think 50% of the adoptions would fall through. There was something would go wrong. A lot of the survivors of this, the 60s scoop would talk about how with these families, they would face abuse, sexual abuse. They were never told about their indigenous origins. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the families would just say that they were Canadian or you're French or Italian. Even though a lot of the kids would sometimes suspect that they had indigenous origins, a lot of the government's laws required that in order to open up birth records, you need consent from the child and the parent. So it was almost never, the parent would almost never consent to them opening up with their birth chart and stuff like that. And to this day, the government doesn't have an official record of how many kids were taken. It's estimated upwards of 20,000. But to this day, they don't really know how many were taken. It's now recognized as a form of cultural genocide because that's really what they were doing. They were trying to, assimilate the kids. And all these people, because they were never told of their origins, they were adopted to white families. They lost their language, their culture, their families, their connection to everything, all because they wanted to just like I said, that one guy was like, we have to get rid of the Indian problem. Yeah. That's what happened. I remember I was reading this and I was like, is this real? Mm-hmm. Like, it's crazy. There's not a lot out there about it. I mean, you can read some of the people and see the videos of the survivors because the 60s and the 80s, all these people are still relatively young. Yeah. You know, and there's still been no official apology from the Canadian government about it. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah. No, I never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's called the 60 Scoop, man. 20,000 kids just taking them out of their families' homes. Yeah, because I think before that there was I can't remember. There's this school system that they had. It starts with an R. Mm-hmm. It's called reference school. I forget what it's called.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, yeah, it does start with an.
It's not reform. It's something else. But it was primarily done for indigenous kids, also to assimilate them. Mm-hmm. And I think at the time there was a bit of public backlash about those schools, so that's when they switched to this. Because I think a lot of the communities and the families were facing economic struggles because of those school programs set up for indigenous. So it's basically like the government caused that, and then they were using what they caused to justify taking the kids, which insane to me that's something that happened, you know?
Yeah. Was it residential schools? Is that?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. Crazy times, man. Because in those residential schools, they were not allowed to speak their native language, right? Yeah. They were basically erasing their cultural identity, and this was basically an intense way of doing that. They were just like, well, we're gonna take you out of your family and put you into a white family, and hopefully that'll erase your identity.
I wonder what became of those kids.
You can watch videos of them talking about it. Like,
really?
There's websites where they share their stories, and there's interviews where they talk about it. A lot of them are really traumatized, man. Because, like, I mean, how could you not be, right? You get taken away from your family, and then some of them were sent to Europe. I think some people went to New Zealand or France and stuff like that. And imagine going from Canada, your native land, your home, your native country, your family with all your language. You don't even know. One day you just get taken and shipped off to somewhere across the country, and you're told that you're actually just French or something.
Yeah.
So was it that they were like just kidnapping them, or
I would say basically, obviously the country and the government are never going to say that. They were saying that it was that they were trying to look out for the best interests of the kids. Like I said, because they had no knowledge of what indigenous culture looked like. They would kind of use that as their justification for taking the kids, right? So they would say, oh, well, a white man eats, I don't know, fucking sandwiches and bread and this. but they would go into the homes and see dried fish or dried meats and, you know, native foods and say, oh, well, they're not caring properly for these kids. Or they'd go into these communities and be like, oh, everybody here is poor, or there's a lot of lack of economic support here. But they would also fail to understand that the government will put those people in that situation, and they wouldn't notify the community. I think they refer to them as bands. I don't want to like misspeak on, you know, the communities, but they wouldn't notify them that this was happening. I don't think it was until like the 80s or 90s that there was a law put in place where they had to notify the communities that they were going to come in and take a child. Sometimes they wouldn't notify the mothers, so the moms wouldn't even know that was going to happen. So like you said, I guess from their perspective, they would come home and there would be no child. You know, I was watching this reporter talk about it, and she was saying that they also neglected the fact that there was a bigger emphasis on community child rearing in terms of indigenous cultures, where extended family would take a big part in raising children. So I think what she was implying was that they would come in and be like, where's the parents? Why are you with your grandparents or your cousins? Neglecting the fact that that's like what the family structures look like. Yeah. You know what I mean? It'd be like if, God forbid, you know, you had a son, and then that son was with Julie or like your brother, and they'd be like, where's the dad? You know, and they would use that as the justification of, well, he's not being taken care of, I could take him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. You can even watch some of the old, it's called AIM. I think it's called, I forget what it stands for. It's something Indian, I don't recall, but they would just advertise these kids on TV. Like, oh, you can adopt this kid here. You can watch those because 60s, 80s, not that long ago. Yeah. It's crazy. Like,
yeah, well, because I think people, while this isn't we don't live in Canada, I think it's interesting to see that in North America, the continent that we're on, a community of people were mistreated and misplaced, and people kind of don't know of that history that happens here. I think people, when they think of like these brutalities that happen to people, they think it happened more in Europe, like in the past. Yeah. And I think that when you communicate the idea that atrocities have happened on the land that you're on, not only does it give you more respect for Native Americans, but I think it also leads you to be more cautious of what the government tells you and what it like tells you is safe and okay, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think it relates to like how right now there's a mass deportation in the United States. Like, clearly governments for decades now have done atrocities to communities, separating families and putting children in harm's way. And so it wouldn't be such a stretch to be like that still happens now in 2025.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I think you can fact check this. I believe in Canada now, most of the children in the foster welfare system are now Indigenous. I think it's half of them now, which is insane. I think the way that some people put it was this was a cultural genocide. They talk about how for the entirety that Canada's existed, they have a long running history of mistreating the Indigenous peoples. And I don't know, just taking kids, putting them with white families is insane. 20,000. I remember a long time ago, not that long ago, maybe like a month ago, there was this man who you guys sent to me on TikTok where he talks about how he thinks it's weird that we live in America and there's no representation really of the native culture here. Like you don't see like fast food or restaurants that are native food, right? There's not a lot, like despite that this is native land, you don't really ever see anything representing that, right? Yeah. And this goes to show you that's obviously by design, right? They don't want you to know that that's what this was. And this goes to show the lengths that they'll do. You know, like you said, kidnapping kids, basically just kidnapping kids and being like, it's because when I was reading it, I was like, this almost sounds like a military operation. Yeah. You know, like it sounds like, oh, we're just going to erase their culture.
Yeah, it sounds like a myth almost. Like it sounds like it isn't real. And that's not to like being
for sure.
insulting or insensitive or anything, but if it just sounds so horrid that it's something that comedically evil guy on a movie would do.
Yeah, right? Like they're going to take kids, give them to white families so that they're raised by white families and they're completely assimilated. in the hopes that they forget their culture,
Yeah.
lose their language, lose ties to their family. Some people still never found their original ancestral homes.
That's crazy.
Or they're unable to find their biological families. That's crazy. Like I don't know. Like I said, I was reading this and I was like, this is real.
Yeah.
I can't believe this happened.
Yeah. Well, it seems like what do you call it? Like a tale that like warrants like
A cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think there's some areas of Canada that have officially apologized. I mean, what fucking does an apology do?
Yeah.
But I think the government of Canada, like the country, still has yet to say anything about it.
Yeah.
I think they acknowledge it, but I don't think they've said, like, hey, sorry. Which, again, what the fuck does a sorry do? Like, I think these people deserve reparations better than you can imagine.
Yeah. But I think an apology speaks volume.
For sure.
Because it means that they're not sorry at all.
No, yeah. Like, that they don't want to. Because I also think that it's crazy to me because I know it shouldn't be. Like, I know it shouldn't be crazy. But I've never really thought of. You always think of America, right? When you think of atrocities done to indigenous cultures. And that's true. They do a lot of horrible things. And they're still actively doing things. But I've never really considered the Canadians as well. Like, I think there's this air of, Canada's so progressive. Canada's so, they care. I don't know. You get what I mean?
Yeah. They care for their people.
Yeah, there's this Canada's so progressive.
They're all friendly.
It's this paradise, right?
Yeah.
But hearing this, it's like, oh, yeah, of course it makes sense that they did this.
Yeah.
Like, of course, they're like, they talk about how as long as Canada's existed, they've had so many atrocities done to their indigenous people. Like this, man, what a monstrous move, dude.
Yeah. Just like speaking on what you wanted me to fact check, it's true. In Canada, indigenous children are overrepresented in foster care, making up more than half of the foster child population. This is despite making up less than 10% of the child population. In 2021, 53.8% of children in foster care were indigenous.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me that they intentionally did that. It wasn't that there was this surplus of like indigenous children who were abandoned or needed homes. They went out of their way to go and steal them from their homes and put them in the foster system. That's fucking wild to me.
It's wild too because like decades later, the fact that that's in 2021, it's still affecting children in the foster care.
Yeah,
like it. I mean, it makes sense why they wouldn't apologize. I guess because they're like it's still actively.
Oh, for sure. And then they go on to talk about how like, I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering it. The schools,
residential
schools, where it talked about how that also initially destroyed a lot of the community and like family, like what would you call it, system. Like it gave a lot of parents, that was obviously a traumatizing experience. So it made like raising their children very challenging, right? Like if you're in a school that teaches you like your culture, your heritage, basically what you've come to know is wrong, that's got to be such a strange and difficult thing to navigate when you're raising kids, because you've grown up thinking everything about you is wrong, is alien, even though it's not. And I can only imagine how that's probably why it's still, there's such a pressing issue going on with it. I just think that's insane to me, like that they went out of their way to just literally scoop them and drop them in the foster care system. Like you think, wow, why? Like, I don't know.
No, I get you. Yeah, it almost makes me think like, how is this allowed to happen, and how can you prevent it from happening like now?
Yeah. Well, I think a big step is I think people should like read up on this, like genuinely read up on it. Listen to their stories. It's flooring, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's important for people to educate themselves. Also, show support to these indigenous communities, man. Like I think at the very least, the Canadian government owes them an apology. I think they owe them reparations and so much more.
Yeah.
But for them to
they owe them their land, bro.
Yeah, they owe them everything. But for them to not even like say anything about it and act like, oh, we didn't do anything, that's crazy. No, but like you said, I think it's crazy because it's like, how is this allowed? Like you think about like these people deserve consequences, no? Like how can you just go and kidnap kids and nothing happens? You know what I mean? And like you said, how do we stop this from happening? I think it still happens. I'm sure it still happens in certain, obviously in different ways, but we talk about how kids get separated from their families during deportations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think this is something that people should educate themselves on, because that's why I guess tying it back around to like the whole ASMR, like, oh, this is funny type thing. I guess in some way that kind of reminds me of like the kids being advertised on TV, like, oh, you can adopt this kid. I don't know. To me, it feels so dehumanizing. Yeah. Like, that's not a person with a family, with a culture, with a long line of people who love them, who care about them. It's just entertainment. Like, that's just an ad on TV. That's just a piece of content on social media. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't think people take enough time to realize, you know, that's a person who, like we said, has a culture, family, parents, brothers, sisters, love interests, friends, all these things. They're not just content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well said, bro. Well said. I don't have much to elaborate on, but that was really good, bro.
Yeah,
that was really good. A very good watch list.
Yeah,
yeah. I didn't know about it.
Yeah,
so never heard about it.
I know, educated me.
Yeah, a lot of I didn't hear about it. Like I said, when I found it, I was like, this isn't real. Or like, this isn't it. Like I said,
or this can't be real.
It sounded to me like a military operation.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like I was reading about how it sounds funny, but when we talked about the CIA wanting to drop a gay bomb, it sounded like so outlandish that there's no fucking way that this happened.
Yeah.
No, it happened. 20,000 kids. And they did it until the 80s, you know?
Sorry, bro. No history or be doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. Yeah, so people, please, if you're watching, please educate yourselves on the 60 scoop. Support the indigenous communities that are in need of help right now, because they're still they're still advocating for themselves. Like we said, still over half of the children in foster care are indigenous kids. This is still happening right now. So support them in any ways you can. At least educate yourselves or get the word out there to people. So, yeah.
Good job, guys. Good shit, specifically to you, Brandon.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's a lot to, I think, digest. So
I think
it'll take me time.
For sure.
But do you guys have anything else that you guys like to bring up before we head home?
No, that was mostly what I had.
It was good, dude. It was really good. I that's kind of what we're all about. So it's perfect.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I guess to tie it into my segment, I was like, maybe I should switch it to think so crazy they sound like a conspiracy.
Oh,
but they're
think
not.
So conspiracies that turns out to be true.
Something like that. But anything else, guys, you have to say?
I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. As I said, support indigenous communities. Educate yourselves about their plights and show your solidarity in any way that you can. Thank you so much for listening to our episode. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube if you are. We have a Patreon. Thank you to everybody who subscribes to that. I'm going to do a quick shout out. I forgot I had to do that. So let me pull up the shout out list. Yeah. If anybody out there ever wants to join the Patreon, our link is in the description. We have some content up there, some new content, if anybody ever wants to check that out. And we're always looking to add stuff. But to the patrons who are supporting right now, shout out to Yuel, Jerry Chicano, Eli Quintero, I am Peter Tots, Stephen Carbajal, Carla Corazon, El Verdugo de Pasadena, and Altadena will rebuild. Your patronage is always appreciated.
And yes, it will.
Yes. Wait, what?
And yes, it will.
Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.